Hey, what's up, everybody? It's rock comedian and huge Kiss fan Don Jameson, and you're listening to the #1 ranked Kiss podcast, the Shout It Out Loud cast. Shout It Out Loud cast. Shout it out loud. With Tom and Zeus.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is Gene Simmons. Put that cookie down. Stop pressing the button. Grover Simmons. Star? Paul Stanley. Is that what he does? Stop shouting. My name is Ace Frehley. He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh, no. Here come the kiss cards. Is that a positive thing? Okay. All right. I'm going to grab me an ice cold mellow alcohol. Why do that to the fans? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them. That's what I'm talking about. 617-525-0850. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss? Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast. Episode 278, Destroyer 45th Anniversary Super Deluxe Box Set Disc 4 live in Paris. Super terrific fun time hour.
Always. We love the Super Terrific Deluxe Fun Box Hour, whatever it's called.
The longest show episode title in Shout Out Loudcast history.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't wait to break this one down, and that'll be the end of the Destroyer 45th Anniversary Box Set reviews. The last disc. Yeah.
That's right. And then it's time to finish off the Creatures box set.
We were hoping another one would start and we'd get on that one, but
It's not happening.
we still have 11 more CDs to get through on the vault now. Though.
Yeah, as soon as we bought the vault, I'm like, fuck.
Realize it's like 15.
Shout It Out Loudcast just got extended. Just got renewed for 11 more episodes.
Exactly. Oh, man. Well, anyways, guys, I'm going to take a little bit of a personal liberty. Point of personal fucking, what do you call it there? Point of personal privilege here, Tom. So, guys, Tom put a post up letting everybody know. Unfortunately, I lost my dad from cancer on this past Sunday. And yes, I am here recording an episode, not because I'm not thinking of my dad. It's because I am thinking of my dad, and I need to get my fucking mind off of things. And best way to do it is I've been working my ass off and trying to get a couple episodes done. So this is one of them. So a couple quick thing. I want to thank everybody for the kind words and everybody that reached out. Said a prayer or gave me words of encouragement, advice, or just to let me know that, their condolences and stuff. Unfortunately, this show has, had its share of sad times. But you guys are incredible. You're an amazing support system. Just a couple quick things. I mean, we all have parents. I just, you could be 100 years old and, lose your mom or dad and you still be like a child. Like I lost them. It's never like, they're too old or anything like that. That never crosses your mind. They're always gone too soon. But if I logically look at it, my dad made it to 80. He had a healthy life. And, I've had, most of my college friends had lost their parents long ago, and I was fortunate enough to have mine right till now. So for every time I feel like we got screwed and fuck cancer and stuff, but I still have more time than most of my friends did. And for that, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have him as my dad. If anybody has known him, the people that listen know, Tom can attest to this. So typical Greek guy. He immigrated here when he was like 23 years old from Greece, worked the restaurants, started as a dishwasher, worked as a short order cook, bought his restaurant, ran restaurants for 40 years, Greek diners. Although he's his English was kind of broken still. Every fucking customer knew him. From Arlington to Belmont, in any town, they all knew him. At the hockey rinks, everybody knew him. When I went back to Greece this summer in the village, which he left when he was like 19, everybody knows my dad. Everybody. I am fortunate that I only got a couple gifts from him, and one of them was the gift of gab. I got that from him. He loved to talk. He loved to have fun. He loved to tell stories. I wish I was like half the man he was. Nobody ever had a bad word to say about my dad. The nicest person. Do you know how many in the restaurant business, you know how many times I would flip out when I worked there with him? This motherfucker with his fucking sprinkle fucking lemon juice, half it on one side, cook the other side medium, but don't cook the other side hard. Like, are you fucking kidding me? He'd be like, just let it go. It's all right. It's all right. The temperament that he would fucking have is the complete opposite of me and Tom. The complete opposite. Everything that makes me and Tom go off. And my favorite is like seeing my mom like, oh, you're nothing like your father. I'm like, gee, thanks. I wish there were more people like him in the world. He got along with everybody. There's not many people in the world like that just nobody had a bad word to say. And it wasn't because he was just quiet, a nice guy. He was friendly. He talked to everybody. He loved his Bruins. He loved his fucking Greek village. And he loved his family. And he's an inspiration to me. And honestly, Tom, for me right now, like the things that I'm doing, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to live up to an image that he had that I didn't do before, but I'm going to try to now. I know I'll break it halfway through this episode by fucking going on a rant about something stupid. But he makes me want to be better. And the just condolences, the people coming out of nowhere, the restaurant pages, and people like your father, when I was a kid, used to put chocolate chips on my pancakes and meant to a smile, shit like that. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. And, it hasn't hit me yet. It hits me all over the place. There'll be things that tear me up, and then I'll start crying, and then I'll be back to normal and do work on our episode and get my mind off of things. You know what fucking killed me, Tom? It's not the like things like you see a picture or anything like that. When I walked into his room and I saw his charger, and I'm like, as though like he's going to come back into the room and charge his cell phone again. Those things. That's what fucking kills me. Or the other one, like my grandfather's, like my daughter's grandfather's never going to be at her wedding. She's never going to get to see her have kids and things like that. But you know what? It means that we just got to do it for our kids. And we got to be like, when our kids like, oh, you didn't meet Grandpa Tom. Grandpa Tom was this and that, or Grandpa's dad, George was this and that. I guess that means we just got to be better, right? Thank you for letting me go on this little spiel. I know this isn't the right way to start a podcast, but I have to get this off my chest. The funeral is this weekend, and we're recording a little earlier on Wednesday. I'm going to have this episode out for you guys, and happier times. And honestly, thank you to everybody out there. A special shout out to Jim Riley, who always goes above and beyond, and that's why he's a Hall of Famer. But everybody, and again, if I start naming more than that, I'm going to forget somebody. So thank you to everybody, especially, friends that listen to the show, Tom and Murph, and, all you guys. Thank you. And much appreciated. And let's get, back to the show, unless you had anything you wanted to add.
No, I just wanted to say, I knew him. And he was everything you said he was. Just a good man, a family man, a friendly man, a kind man.
Yeah, that's the word that doesn't get used very often.
Yeah, I was just going to
kind.
People always use the word nice, and that becomes a cliche, but kind conveys so much more because we don't use that word. But you talk about kindness, and that's not to make this about me.
Yeah.
But he was very, very kind to me when I saw him after what happened to my family 2 years ago, and just extending that type of kindness. He's just a good man, blessed to have known him, and you were blessed to have him as a dad. So,
yeah. And, I know there'll be ups and downs and things that'll get you going. Like when the Bruins play, I like telling this story. My dad still always had that negative Greek parent. The Bruins win 6-0, blew out the best team in the league. Pasternak have a hat trick. Marchand there, shut out by the goalie. Be like, Dad, they're playing great. They're on a roll. We'll see. If they fucking lost, he couldn't wait to call me as soon as the game was over. I'd be like, Marchand, nothing, dead. Pasternak, nothing, dead.
Oh, so he's
dead.
So he was like the Greek Felger.
Yeah,
they won 6-0.
We'll see how they do. Okay, though I didn't know what I was going to hear from him when they won the cup.
Yeah,
but I did get him to take him to as a season ticket holder. We got to take a photo, and I got a photo with him in the cup. He was so happy. But
that's awesome.
But he is so he always had that Greek man. Dad, I got an A on that test. So an A, do they give A pluses? I'd be like, motherfucker. You had 2 goals, Dad. We won. We beat Medford. Yeah, but if you had that other shot and you didn't, if you still more energy, you would have been able to go to the net and get a hat trick in that game. What the like that. Never drank at all. Didn't smoke. Never swore. Old fashioned Greek style, just never. And then there's me coming home from high school, falling down drunk, puking everywhere and shit.
Friggin' shitting yourself on the Kiss cruise and fucking.
Meanwhile, my brother never got in trouble, never got caught. And then there was me. And he just fucking shook his head.
Yep.
Like, fucking disaster. Yeah, well, but it's just funny. I've been hearing so many people say some good advice and kind words. And one I want to share with you, and I'll end it on this. Uh-huh. One person said to me, and I think I don't know if I told you this. He goes, hey, George, you got to look at it this way. Dude, he's at a place, it's called heaven, and it's so good, nobody ever wants to come back. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's a nice one. I never heard that one before.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, live with that and think like that. And anyway, God rest his soul. Thank you to everybody. Now let's get back to talking about stupid shit called Kiss.
Nothing stupider than that.
Yeah. So you talk about the stupid people that paint their face?
The clown people?
Yeah.
Kiss the clown people.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 5 years, and we got still hundreds of episodes left.
I'm sorry, but when you would talk about being in the restaurant business for 40 years, because my brain is so melted. I drive race cars. I work on race cars.
18 years. I've been in the restaurant business for 18 years. Oh, good Lord. The patience on that, man. Anyway, last week we did the Gene Simmons Vault. Buy it.
Also a kind man. Yeah. For $2,000, I'll be extra kind.
Give me an extra $50. I'll park your car for you.
Yeah, we talked about the Vault. We didn't review any of the CDs yet. We kind of just did an overview of everything. And it was a simple poll question this week. And it said, is or was, since past tense, the $2,000 Gene Simmons Vault experience worth it? Well, 72% of you don't think it is.
Funny you say that. So most of the time, if you follow us on our Instagram, I'll put the poll up, and it isn't always the same poll, but this one was.
Yeah, this one was. Yep.
It was 49 to 51. 49 said yes.
On Twitter, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was 28 to 72.
Yeah, miserable shits on fucking, what do you call it?
That's because Twitter sucks. That's what Twitter sucks. Beach Boys are the GOAT, says, for me, I don't think it would be, but I think if you're really into Gene and everything he does, it's a bargain. I'm more of a fan of the whole band, so not sure I would get enough of it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, buddy Tony from Restrained goes, dude, guitar picks made of Ace's toenails? And so I responded, oh, so you're interested? Let's see what people had to say about the episode itself here. Chris Colby, good episode. No way I would care enough to buy the Vault or the Vault 2. Your answer about dressing up Eric Singer in the Fox makeup, though, was spot on. That was our question of a week. Absolutely would be unacceptable to fans. No disrespect, but Eric Carr was an act no one could ever really follow. Yes. Metal Mark says, I cannot wait for you guys to review the songs. Ruben Mosqueda, same thing. Looking forward to the unbiased review. Love what you guys do. Yeah, so that's what we got on the Twitterverse right there, Zeus.
On the Book of Face, Graham Richley says the original had these labels on the gift compartment. The luggage tag piece was attached to the vault at the experience, so you know whose was whose.
Oh,
Gene wrote whatever you wanted, so I went with one of my favorite songs.
That's cool.
And he posted what it was.
Yep. Alex
Syntax says disc 4, 5, and 11 were the standouts for me. I'll find out when I have like 15 years to fucking listen to that whole thing.
Exactly.
All right. Gus Coelho says, I flew to Vegas, hotels in 2000 to buy my vault, plus 120 or so to have it shipped home. Worth every penny, considering all the great people I met and become friends. Unfortunately, Gene's mom passed away, so he never showed up.
Oh.
But did make it up at a show later on. Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's nice. John Poholovich asked, anybody know somebody that paid $50,000 for him to come to their house with the vault for 2 hours?
I would love to meet that person.
Yeah. Chad Fisher says, good time. And I also received the $4.99 version from Rhino a few weeks ago. A few people have been asking about that.
Nice.
A couple people are just, I mean, again, I'm trying to be a better person.
Don't try. Just be yourself.
Are you people, some of you people stupid?
Yes, they are. Yes.
Dude, I can't get it. I can't get it for this price. And you're like fucking patiently trying to explain to them. And it just fucking over their head.
I'm like, the CDs are sold out. The vault is available. The CD book sold out right away.
Yeah. Because people could be like, I don't need the fucking safe for,
I don't want the
$400.
I don't want the silly safe. I want the silly songs.
Yeah. Brad Rustoven says, welcome to the vault ownership. I was fortunate enough to attend the second overall vault experience in Detroit, night 1 of 2. My brother was a +1 and it was an awesome event. By the way, we saw Autograph the night before. Figured you guys would love that tidbit of info.
And then he has a comment about his brother's t-shirt.
Yeah, Gene made fun of a AC/DC shirt.
Yeah.
You're not going to make a comment about seeing Autograph, Tom?
I guess I would just respond with is like we always say, is that a positive thing? Did you get a refund because Autograph was there, or like, I mean,
for the Super Deluxe Vault, you don't have to go see Autograph perform.
Yes, for $50,000, Gene will make sure Autograph doesn't go near your house.
Oh God.
Speaking of bands, this has nothing to do with Shout Out Loudcast technically, although it does. It's more album review crew. I sent Zeus a link. So there's a club in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. Place is great. Yeah. It's really small. It's a really cool bar. But they have live music there. We saw Fozzy there a couple of years ago. Met PJ and Jericho and everything. So they have bands. The Bullet Boys are playing there in September. And Zeus goes, do you want to go to that? I'm like, what? Why would I want to go to that? Although, who's opening for him?
Former guest and senator from Massachusetts and ambassador in New Zealand, Ambassador Scott Brown.
That's right. Scott Brown and his band, Scott Brown and the Diplomat. So maybe we'll go and see them, and maybe we can talk to the guys from Bullet Boys and see what they think of Ode to Joe.
Yeah. Maybe he can draft some legislation to ban the Bullet Boys from entering the New England area again.
Anyways, I just had to get that in because we're talking about another crappy band like Autograph, but sorry.
Yeah. All right, Tom, over on Loudcasters, Darren Sparks asked, will Raise Your Glasses be available on Kiss Online? Can't wait to read this book.
I highly doubt it. No.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of finishing touches discussions with Joey Casada.
I know Joey Casada.
It's nice to talk about all the fine details because the big stuff is pretty much kind of coming to a conclusion. So we're tying up all the kind of things, like, again, fine tuning the finishing touches here. So we're excited. It's going to be coming out soon.
Guys, again, I can't tell you how fucking awesome this book is coming along.
You're going to love it. Amazing. It's going to be amazing.
You're going to love it.
Yep.
Oh, this will get Tom going. Christopher Powell says, nice. Can't wait for the episode on Magic. Kiss Chronicles 1973 through 1983. Oh, wait.
Oh, God. Trust us.
Anything you want to say about that guy?
Well, yeah, of course. The guy's a fucking asshole who should be fucking imprisoned. The guy literally, not figuratively, literally stole money from people. Okay? Literally took pre-order money from people.
I don't understand how he's not obligated to pay this back.
Because nobody's going after him. He's avoiding people. He's hiding.
You could find him in 2 seconds. He's still
I know
online.
he could. The guy's he's a fucking piece of shit. And he knows he's a
he should get a class action suit and sue him.
I agree. He's a piece of shit and everybody knows it. He knows he's a piece of shit. I would believe it would give me so much pleasure to go after him and just see him just go down hard. Fucking shitbag. Anyways, continue.
Bob Justice says, I purchased the vault at Rhino and no regrets. That's the name of my album. Oh, shit. I mean, my book, whatever I did. It's incredible at a discounted price compared to the original 2000 price tag. I would rather the 2000 price tag because that means we meet Gene.
And he can autograph it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
not the band.
But the fact of the matter is I'm glad that Gene brought it down to 500 so now we can get the music and see what it is.
Yep. Agreed.
Tom, over on our YouTube.
Yes.
Marty White, The Who and Kiss are my favorite bands. But every time Roger picks up the guitar, it's like he shits down the throats of every Who fan, especially when he plays acoustic on Who Are You? Okay. Certain people should not be holding guitars.
Roger Daltrey holding a guitar looks weird. I agree.
No need for it.
I agree.
None.
Yep.
Chris Flood. Hey, you guys, you made the Silly Safe sound real interesting, but I can't do it. No idea where I would put it. Plus, I can't listen to 11 CDs of demos. Now, Zeus, I know you're real funny, but is there really a song called Jelly Roll? You keep me laughing all the time when you rant. Yes, there's a song called Jelly Roll. It's about a fat chick I banged in the elevator at a Holiday Inn in 1978. Paul had to get me some jelly to have her squeeze out the elevator shaft when she got stuck.
Oh, God.
I like fat chicks.
The bigger the cushion, the better the pushing, just like the song says.
Save that lyric. We could use it someday. Tom, over to you, buddy.
All right, we got a couple emails here. We got one from our buddy Wes Beach, and yes, it's still one big long run-on sentence.
Motherfucker.
Really enjoyed the last episode. I wasn't able to pony up the $2,000 for the vault as I had my own experience with Gene on the recording of Wendy's solo album, but I really wanted to hear what was on it. I found a copy in the secondary market, but I really wanted to get the book and read the stories behind the songs. I bought the vault a few years ago when Rhino first made them available, and the price tag was well worth it if only for the book itself. The vault itself does take up a bit of room, but it functions nicely as an end table. Actually, that's actually a really good point. Looking forward to your reviews of all the discs themselves. And for all the Loudcasters out there, you can download Gene Simmons' The Vault supplement to your Kindle for additional info on every song on the Vault. And it adds additional context and clarity to the songs and made for great reading before getting the actual Vault book. Well, okay. Wes Beach providing us with knowledge because I didn't know that was a thing. Wow. Cool.
Thanks, Wes.
Yeah. And one here from my buddy Scott Greer. Good episode on Gene's Vault. With his attention to details on the book, I wonder if he was a driving force on the Kiss box set. I'm sure that content editing was driven by Gene and Paul on that, but it's good to see Gene giving you, the fan, something legit and not cheap. Oh, I guarantee Gene was behind the box set and the book and everything.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what we got for emails.
Tom, let's circle back to Facebook. This is Thomas Warhol. Thomas adds, I can't wait to hear you guys break down the songs on the Vault 1 and then rank them. But then there's the Vault 2. Isn't out of reality, given that Gene is such a prolific songwriter. I'm sure Vault 2 would have gems like Pablo Honey, Come to Florida, or I wear tight little shorts on the job. Thomas, for being a great loudcaster and for dropping 2 classic Jerky Boy lines. Oh, you, my friend, are comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
Oh, yeah, that was an easy one, Thomas. You drop in a couple Jerky Boys quotes and make us laugh. Comment of the week, brother. Thank you.
Yes. And we also want to thank our Patreon family, whose support is amazing. This week, we have 2 other Patreon members that have joined.
Excellent.
Joseph A. Rodriguez Mercado joins as a spaceman, and Wobbly Magoo joins as a Catman.
I remember Wobbly Magoo on Twitter. Yes.
Isn't Joseph Mercado the judge on the Trump trial?
Maybe you're thinking of the TV show Judge Joe. I don't know.
No, that's Judge Mershon.
No, I don't know.
Anyways, Wobbly Magoo, Joseph A. Rodriguez Mercado, thank you for joining the Patreon family. Patreon is where you can support our show, help us continue to grow, and in turn, you get some perks back, whether it be stickers, merch, T-shirts, involvement in the show, polls, input, video chats. We just got the final results. I think they're on Friday. We'll have the final poll tally for the album review crew, which was picked by the Patreon listeners. And this month's great. They actually stepped up in the end. So can't wait to see what happens there. But our Patreon family has always been there. They support us, like I said, through a monetary contribution, which can consist of 4 different levels. And with that, they get some thank yous from us and they support the show. And that's what really Patreon is there, so that we can continue doing the show and give you guys the content and the effort and respect that you guys deserve. So thank you, Wobbly Magoo and Joseph A. Rodriguez Mercado, for your joining the Patreon family, and everybody out there for Patreon. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Special shout out to Wobbly Magoo and Joseph. Thank you guys. Whether you're brand new to the party like those guys are, or if you've been there since day one, we truly appreciate all of your generosity and support. It means the world to us. And as Zeus mentioned, and we mention every week, we always like to do some things for you, give back a couple different things. And by the time this episode drops, we will have June's ARC album selected. It is a very, very tight race at the time of this recording. We think we know who's going to win, but there's still a lot of patrons who haven't voted yet, so things can change by Friday. But that being said, thank you guys for all of your generosity and for creating an amazing Patreon supporter family. Thank you.
Tom, what we do next is we go over to Kiss World. There's a little bit more than just a few crickets this time.
Yeah. So last week was the 45th anniversary of Dynasty. And once again, they did what they always do. They do the picture disc. Instead of a jacket this year, they did a baseball jersey like they did with Love Gun. Yes, I got it because I'm a Kiss tard and I love Dynasty right behind Love Gun. Some pretty cool stuff, some good merch if you're into that stuff. They did a colored vinyl with a cool t-shirt. So, nothing earth shattering. Again, I know people are disappointed in no box sets. We're hoping that off the soundboards and box sets will return with the Pop House deal, but who knows? But that happened there. And Zeus, me and you were texting last night about very disturbing Ace Frehley video.
So remember I said to you I was going to try to be a nicer person?
You can't. Not with Ace.
So there's a wall at Mohegan Sun where artists would put their sign it and things like that.
Yep.
A bunch of artists have signatures everywhere. In the middle there is like a little logo of Kiss. Mm-hmm. And then you can see Tommy Thayer's, Paul Stanley's, other Kiss members signing around the logo.
Yep.
Well, Ace is encouraged by his cackling girlfriend, because of course she's got to be in the video, sign over it. I don't know who gave him the advice, but then Ace takes a pink pen, signs over the Kiss logo and draws his thing up there. And she's like,
yeah, you can hear in the background, right on the Kiss.
Dude, that is a complete dick move.
It's he makes himself so fucking unlikable because everybody, first of all, is writing on the wall in black. There's a big Kiss logo. Not only do you write over the Kiss logo, you write it in hot pink, and you're getting egged on by your fucking clown of a girlfriend.
Yep.
It's just
it has nothing to do with you. Get the fuck out of here.
It's a dick move. And I said to Zeus, all the Ace cult members are going to come out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
All 3,000 of them that show up to his concerts. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very unlikable move.
No, it's a fucking dick loser type move. It's an insecure fucking move. Buddy, you are not even close to the popularity Kiss has. Okay? You are not going to win a war of me versus them. This is
in his mind he will, because he's surrounded by sycophants. So in his world he is.
He thinks he's like Jimmy Page leaving Led Zeppelin trying to carry on without him.
Yeah.
Okay? No. Okay? Deep Purple doesn't sit there and say, oh yeah, we're better than Richie Blackmore. I'm better than Deep Purple. He just stays out of that shit. Why do you what the fuck are you doing? There will be some sort of a Kiss thing at some point. They'll get together at some point. Something's going to come up. You think they're going to want to invite you and your cackling girlfriend? She's worse than Gigi. The only thing I ever heard about Gigi was the fact that she just stood up for her husband and cared for him. She wasn't this.
No.
Fucking instigating, putting her face in the camera, fucking cackling it up. Every live video, 2 seconds in is her.
And if you think what he did kind of pisses us off and annoys us, can you imagine Paul, how insecure and sensitive Paul is?
No,
he can't stand Ace already.
Yeah, so you know what it is? It's you're fucking dead to me. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. You're dead.
I don't need you.
Go fuck yourself. You're dead.
You know, like those little courteous things. Like, oh, well, if we invite Ace for this, or we can do Ace and Peter and this, they'll make a couple bucks off it too. Who gives a fuck? Let them have some. Fuck you. I ain't giving shit to you now.
Yep.
Fuck you. We'll work around you. Avatars? Yep. Fuck you. We're making it Tommy, not you.
Tommy and Eric.
Yep. I'm not dealing with you.
Yep.
Think about how much shit he could have gotten. He could have been part of this ending Kiss shit and then continued his career touring and got some of that Kiss rub on him if he was part of the reunion, not the reunion, part of the end of the road or at the end, and he left on amicable terms, and then he's still out there touring. How many Kiss people will be like, this is the closest thing to Kiss. I'll go see him. It's not.
Think how easy it could have been to just write your name under the fucking logo.
No, he's being a dick. He's just being a dick.
So childish. Such a bitch move.
Oh, so you know what you do? Now you divide that fucking thing. Kiss fan, Ace fan. You can't be both.
That's right.
Right? And how many of the fucking idiots out there? Paul Stanley fucking sucks. Kiss sucks. Gene's all about money. Ace is the best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's
the
best.
All those fucking morons.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't release a live album because it sucks.
Because it would be fucking unlistenable. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Just
Yep.
Go back to fucking what you were doing before. It almost seems like because his tour isn't doing that well from what I understand, and neither of the album sales as much anymore.
No,
that
fell off.
All that fucking shit fell off because like everything Kiss does, even the main Kiss, it's huge because in the first week or so, because Kiss fans go out and do it.
And then
but
it dies
the public
down.
doesn't buy it.
That's
Kiss
right.
fans do it.
That's right.
Guess what? There's about 200 million times more Kiss fans than there are Ace fans.
Of course.
So when you're desperate and looking for fucking money to fucking pay your tax debt, maybe you should have been a little bit nicer.
Yeah, he ain't gonna learn, especially when he's got that girlfriend egging him on in the background.
Oh,
she's the worst.
no.
She's the worst.
You think Paul is looking at that and be like, yeah, I want that around me.
Exactly.
What is your title again? What is your occupation? What do you do? Oh, you fuck feet, fungi, old rock stars for a living. That's on your W-2. That's what you do for a living. I bang Ace Frehley for a living. Oh, congratulations. Like, come on. That's fucking terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And you know what? The shit that she gets, and there is a lot of it, is earned.
God, yeah.
Is earned.
Yeah, she's fucking Yoko.
She's fucking in the bubble, has no idea, and has like Ace fans that kiss his ass and thinks that means, oh, you love me too. No, nobody fucking cares about you. It's not about you.
No.
We all love Ace. We don't like this version of him.
No.
When he does stupid shit like this.
Nope. Petty, shitty, douchey.
No,
Yep.
It's just fucking bad career decisions. Mm-hmm. By the way, how that sale, that all that Kiss, how that money fucking load your pocket? Guarantee you, fucking Tommy Thayer got something for it, and he's happy with it.
Oh yeah, the bread line. We always refer to that joke. Yeah.
By the way, isn't Tommy in Australia right now playing with somebody?
He's playing with the Wild Things. Yeah, the band that was on the cruise, the fucking really cool band. He was on stage with them.
Yeah, I'm sure all the rock artists that perform live are like, well, bring Ace on it. He'll let him play on stage live with us. I'm sure that'll go over great.
Oh, they definitely want that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That fucking pisses me off.
Yep.
Anyway, let's take a short little break. We'll be right back. Give me a second while I sign this wall with my toe jam juice on my feet.
All right, we're back, and it's getting difficult. The Ace trying to write with his foot, and a pen got stuck in there. And now he's, too much Ace foot talk. We got to move on from this. It's getting gross. Yeah,
I pulled out enough lint to fill up a balloon out of my middle toe.
It's almost as bad as that belly button dirt. I call it blurt. That's really gross. Usually at night, Lara kind of picks it out of there with one of my toenails. Kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Smells as bad as when I heat an Italian grinder and burp it up with a Dr. Pepper. You don't want to be in a 2-mile radius of that burp.
Although nowadays I can't even afford Dr. Pepper. I'm drinking Mr. Pibb.
At the dollar store, but it's not $1 anymore. I ran out of cash. We got an EBT card.
The Hannaford supermarket near me, their generic version of Dr. Pepper is Dr. Thunder.
Hey, Gene, did you buy this soda, Dr. Thunder?
Dr. Thunder.
It's a combo with Dr. Loving God of Thunder.
Hold on. Give me that. Exactly.
Mister. I sounded like the dad on the Brady Bunch. Mister. Dude, that fucking guy. Mister, you kidnapped my wife and but when you use language like that in front of my kids.
Gary Cole should have gotten a fucking Academy Award for his role as Mike.
Just that one line when he goes, Mister.
Oh, God.
Wherever you are, there you are. What's he say? Wherever you go, there you are.
Oh, God. Too good.
All right, Tom. Time to review the 4th and last disc on the 45th anniversary Destroyer box set. Super deluxe, super fun time.
Yep.
This one is a live set from Paris L'Olympia, May 22nd, 1976.
Yep.
Like we do on all live albums, first thing we do is we talk about the cover, and this comes in a CD sleeve, which we can discuss.
Yeah, it's really cool looking. Love the cover. Of course, it's that Alive Dress to Kill era. They don't have their Destroyer costumes yet. So, you got that nice candelabra in the background. You got Peter on the drum riser. Skinny Jean, my favorite, looking badass. And you can see it's kind of taken from a balcony shot. It's a little bit up higher. It's not right up front. It's over to the side. Very, very, very cool, badass looking. We love black and white Kiss, so very cool cover.
Yeah, and if you look closely, you can see Big John Hart in a boys medium T-shirt that is just way too snug for him.
Yep. Very cool stuff. The Marshall amps stacked everywhere. Yep, awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, and then, it's a small. You can tell it's a small stage. It's not a huge. They're not there yet, but the stage is pretty small.
Yep, and then you kind of open up the CD case, and on the left side of it, you got a quote here from Philippe de Zetouche of Paris, a Kiss fan. It was just my first concert. I was 16. What a blast! This is my ticket. And then there's some pictures of that, which is also very cool. And then on the other side, you got the all the information about the date and time and scheduling, from the band's itinerary. Pretty cool stuff there. And
what time was the show, Tom?
Yeah, exactly. 3:00 in the afternoon. And
why?
Why was the show at 3:00 in the afternoon?
Yep.
Because they had to be out of the venue by 6:30 to allow for Jerry Lewis's scheduled performance. That's right. The comedian Jerry Lewis.
That's loved in France.
Yeah, was performing at that same venue that night. So this show was at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, and if you look, the capacity for this is 2,033.
Yeah, imagine that. It's crazy.
Yeah, It says the equipment's arriving from Paris to Amsterdam, miles 308. It's just a lot of info. And then the back is got looks like almost like a little film, like the old style film, little things, clips, and then it's got the set list.
Like a film reel with some of the still shots. Yeah, it's really cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so I think it's a pretty good cover.
One other thing, too, if you guys aren't aware, there is confirmation out there that whether you're excited about this or not, just like they did with Creatures, they are re-releasing the Destroyer box set on vinyl. So we don't know when that's happening. I don't know when that's going to be happening, but it has been confirmed that they're going to be re-releasing it the way they did with Creatures. So if you're a vinyl nerd like me, you'll be able to.
You got $1,000 to spare?
Yeah, exactly. Get an extra $1,000 to hear a bootleg of Paris on vinyl, I guess, which you could get anyways because this is already a heavily bootleg concert. So.
Yeah. So what we normally do in the live albums, we go through the concert chronologically, and we break down the album, and then we'll give our 5 standout tracks, maybe a couple honorable mentions, and then we compare it to the previous albums we review that are live. Okay.
Yep.
So first track is Deuce, but a minute and 12 in, you're just hearing noise.
First of all, let me just make a general statement before we get into the Deuce and the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the sound quality of this is jarring to put it lightly. I mean, this is the true definition of an audience recording. And if you're a bootleg nerd, you'll know that there are soundboard recordings and there are audience recordings, and audience recordings are usually shitty. Sometimes you might get a good one, but sometimes they're kind of shitty. Now, obviously, this is almost 50 years ago, so it sounds like absolute dumpster. But for all the people pounding their chests about, Alive really isn't Alive, Eddie Kramer, blah, blah, this is what Alive would have sounded like, probably. Maybe not as bad because you probably would have gotten a soundboard, but the quality is jarring, and it's quite shocking that Kiss officially released this. I find that very interesting that they officially released this. But that being said, I kind of think it's cool, the beginning of Deuce, because you're hearing the band just fuck around and tune the guitars and play a couple bass lines and hit the, like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me that like Kiss used to be like a little band that no one ever really heard of. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Not the professional, like,
yeah,
show now that everything is fine tuned.
Yeah.
So you get the All Right Paris. You wanted the best. You got the best, the hottest band in the land. And I'm assuming that's J.R. Smalling. And he is very loud and very clear.
Oh, yeah.
There's just something distinct about it when he says it.
Yeah.
And and I like that it's land. That's why we always say the hottest podcast in the land.
I like land too. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So Deuce starts off. To me, it still sounds raw. Ace is ripping. I think it's a good version, you know?
Yeah, I love it.
Obviously, the quality's not alive, but.
Yeah, the more I listen to this, like, I remember when I first got the box set and I put it on, I was like, God damn, I can't believe they released this. But then I'm driving home from work today and listen to it, and it's just like anything else. Like, I just started like enjoying the rawness of it. Like, just like you said, like before they became like this fine-tuned, produced, meticulously crafted band, like they just sound like a fucking garage band, like just trying to kick ass, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the solo sounds killer here. Ace sounds great.
No, I think it's a good version of it.
Yeah.
So then they go right into Strutter. I
Your
like
favorite.
this. Yeah, I like this version. It's always more rocking than the mid-tempo. I like Ace's solo on this. It's really great.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's funny because the first two songs, you can kind of compare them to, well, you can't really compare them to what their versions on Alive, because Alive has been a little bit cleaned up. But yeah, Paul sounds great. Paul sounds so friggin' New York on this.
Yeah,
like,
he's always the accent.
We'll get into that. But
I know.
Oh my God. But no, it sounds great. I mean, I love Strutter. I know you're not a huge fan of it, but I think they kick ass here.
Paul then goes in, "Wow, how you doing?" And then he says, what did he say? This is from our new album, Destroyer. It's called Flattening Youth.
Right. So again, not one of my favorite songs, but I've never heard it live. You know, or at least I've never heard it on an official Kiss live release. You know, it wasn't on a live.
We've seen it live. They've played it a few years, a couple tours before.
Yeah, I guess saying in terms of like owning like an official Kiss release, because it's not on any of their live albums. So it sounds cool. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the song, but they're kicking ass. It's much better than like the Calliope friggin' circus music version that's on the Destroyer, which we'll get to eventually. So yeah, it's a nice surprise to hear a song that we don't already have on an official Kiss live album.
Yeah, no, this is the first live version of this that I have.
Yeah.
It's a decent version. The guitars are chugging.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised, and this is the one thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, let me just finish the rest of the song.
Yeah.
And then there's no guitar and no chorus on the just guitar. Then fucking Paul does the Flaming Youth, set the world on fire with just the drums and guitar. And then they get into it, and then Paul does, but he doesn't do the higher and higher and higher and higher from the album. That annoying thing.
Yeah.
But the thing that I wanted to get to is 3 songs from Destroyer. Not one of them is King of the Nighttime World, Beth, God of Thunder, or Do You Love Me? They thought this was the hit.
That's right. They thought that they thought it was going to be another anthem.
Right? Because the lyrics are that. You're right. My parents think I'm crazy.
Yep.
And they hate the things I do. Right?
It's funny because Flaming Youth, it's not on Alive 2. All those songs that you just mentioned from Destroyer, those are all on Alive 2.
Yeah. And so it's interesting. That's where they thought the power of the band was. Those 3 songs, not God of Thunder and not Do You Love Me, King of the Nighttime World, or Best. Wow.
Amazing. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Does everybody feel all right? I'll tell you, if everybody here loosened up a little, but with the rock and roll
Oh my God.
We're going to get the place hotter than hell with the rock and roll.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the rock and roll.
It sounds like an old guy. Is your fan listen to the rock and roll music?
It reminds me like when Letterman used to have people. He's like, so, you're a big fan of the rock and roll, huh? Like the rock and roll. Yeah.
But you can't put the word "the"
in front
of like a group of people as you define them.
No, you can't.
That's against the rules.
No, you can't. But that being said, Hotter Than Hell, I've said this before. I absolutely love the live version of this. I think it gets such a boot in the ass that the studio version doesn't have. Peter sounds fantastic. It's still not a great song. I just think it's so dramatically different from the studio version that anytime I hear it live here, especially this era, I like it.
Yeah, it reminds me of Alive specifically, but
yeah.
Paul opens the cup for Paris. I put Peter's going nuts.
Oh yeah.
Nuts. You can hear his distinctive snare drum on this album.
It sounds awesome.
You can hear the whole thing.
Yep.
I love the breakdown and then boom, the gong. And then you know exactly what I mean. That just, every Kiss concert, that section of it, and Ace with the cool outro with Peter going nuts. And then this is what I love, that it goes right into Firehouse. And Firehouse never should have an introduction. It should always go right from the song. Boom.
Yep. It's
fucking awesome.
This is one of those songs where I love it so much. I love the slow groove on the studio version, but the live version of this, and then of course my favorite thing in the world, the siren with Paul Stanley going Firehouse. Woo! Oh,
woo! Gene, call the Firehouse.
Nothing beats that. So it's so good. So good.
I love when it goes right into it. And then this is just a really good version.
Yeah.
But also, there's a part in there where he goes right before the siren hits.
Yep.
On Alive and everything else. It's always Paul. And he goes, Firehouse. And then.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
On this, it's Gene.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you hear it, I'm like, that threw me off. I'm like, why is this different?
Yeah.
And that's usually Paul. And he doesn't say, get the fire. He just goes, Firehouse.
Exactly.
And then,
yep.
The siren goes off.
Yeah.
It was Gene. I thought that was really different. Sirens. And I just put, yes. How do I am the king of the sirens, that and War Machine and fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Love it. So after Firehouse, there's some dicking around on the guitar.
Yeah.
Which they leave in, and then they go right into
sounds awesome.
Love that bass slide.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's she. And it's cool because you'll hear this a couple times during this album where there's these like phaser vocal effects to kind of give it like
the echo.
Yes, the echo effects. They do that on this. There's a couple other moments where they do it. I mean, again, I'm a huge fan of She, and I absolutely fucking love the breakdown when it goes into Ace's solo. Now, to me, Ace perfected the extended solo on Shock Me Alive 2. Like, that's the perfect, like, I know that solo. This is still kind of uncontrolled. I mean, in his mind, it probably is, but this one gets a little too long and a little too kind of out of sorts for me. But whatever. It's an Ace solo. They're iconic.
Yeah, I just put down, this is as much of a jam band as you're ever going to get, Kiss.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Right?
Good point.
And I put, why is there an echo on Gene's voice?
Yeah.
And there's that sound effect that you're talking about. Like I said, it's a good version. Then it goes into Ace's solo.
Yep.
At 5:22 mark, the Tommy solo, the Ace solo, right? When that shit.
Yep.
Also a weird special effect. I don't know, sounds like lasers, but I also like that Peter was playing along with Ace. It wasn't just Ace. Peter was drumming behind him, like going nuts. And then Paul with all right. But he didn't do Ace Frehley, lead guitar. He didn't do that.
Yep.
And then this goes right into Nothing to Lose.
Yeah, I mean, I know this is going to be like blasphemy. I like it. I like Nothing to Lose. But to me, it's the live version has more balls to it than the studio version, but I like it. I don't love it. Sorry. I know.
I just put another great version.
Yeah.
Nothing comes close to when Peter sings this song. It ain't no Eric Singer. It ain't going to be in Eric Carr. Ain't going to be anybody else that can sing this.
I agree. I totally agree.
The passion, the screaming, it's so rock and roll. Ace got a nice solo. The scream at the 2:45 mark is just a perfect example of it.
Yep.
Oh, just...
Yeah.
I'll make this comment about something when he sings Black Diamond. I'm sorry. I'm going to say this. I have never heard a Peter Criss live sung song that doesn't sound great.
I agree. He sounds amazing.
You may not like his drumming, and obviously you get shit later on, or especially like Dynasty Tour and shit like that. I've never heard a live version of him singing. Be like, oh, he's fucking brutal.
Never.
To me, Peter is such a passionate, proud person. When he was given that mic,
yep,
he put whatever he had into that song. And this is evident. I never heard him do Nothing to Lose or a bad version of Black Diamond, or even Beth.
Even Beth.
He still sings it decent. Yeah. Even by the end of the reunion tours and stuff like that, he was still singing it decent. It's not a real hard song to sing, but he still put his soul into it. Nothing to Lose and Black Diamond. He's singing.
Oh, he's singing his balls off. It's
like
insane.
That's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yep.
And he's proven that he deserves to be there.
Yep.
Every time. Nobody, I mean, we've all heard versions of songs that Gene or Paul kind of, because they've done it way more times. But anytime I've heard Peter sing, never fucks up. Always his balls are out there singing it with all his heart. Fantastic. Anyways, Paul then says, shout it out loud. Right into Shout It Out Loud.
Yeah, so this is weird. So on the studio version of this song, you can hear it if you really listen to the song a million times. Those first kind of opening notes they almost sound like dissonant notes. Like they really, really stand out here as being almost out of tune. Like that. Yeah, like they sound, but that's the song. That's the song. Here's another song I always love it. I love when they play it live. It's just got so much power and so much energy. I mean, yeah, it's overplayed. You probably never have to hear it again. But I love it. And it goes into Gene Simmons' bass solo, which is funny because nothing's really changed. It's just him like the boom, boom.
Like you can't tell on the bass solo if the blood came out though. Crowd's not going nuts. So I'm like, where's the blood? Then what's they doing on the solo?
Right. There's videos on YouTube you can check, but I don't know if Shout It Out Loud is one of the videos, but there are some clips you can try to find out there. But it's a good version. It's a good version.
So I wrote, it's a very early raw version of this song.
Exactly.
Where this song goes, obviously the last 400 times they've played it in the last 4 years, it's so professionally done.
Yeah. Yep.
That it becomes almost like robotic. This is a very early version of them testing out where and how they do this live.
I agree. Yeah.
So
you can tell that this show is like a test drive for the Destroyer
songs that become staples for the next 45, 50 years.
That's right.
So the solo seems a little bit off, and there's no Ace part or / Tommy part. Everybody shout it now. You know, that part that he comes in, he's not doing that yet. And then I said it goes into Gene blood bass solo, but I'm like, I can't tell the crowd reaction if there's any blood.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right into 100,000 Years.
Oh boy. The only thing I look forward to when I hear these 10, 11-minute live versions is I know we're going to get a good Paul rap session here, which we do. The drum solo is just exhausting and tedious. Here's another song that translates way better live for me personally than the studio version. Even then, I'm not really a huge fan of it. But Paul's raps here are hilarious. Cringe. Not as good as what's on Alive. He's trying here, but what do you got there? Why don't you tell us what he goes into?
Well, before I get there, I want to just say Peter's distinctive drum snare on this is fucking, you can tell it's Peter.
Oh my God.
Ace is ripping into this, and then Peter's drum solo starts in 2:30 mark to 5:33.
Way too fucking long.
And then here you go with Paul. Hey, I've got a question for you. I want to know how many people here like to get stoned.
When I heard that, I was cringing for my life because you could hear a pin drop. There was no reaction.
I know one person doesn't like to get stoned. You.
Yeah, exactly. Paul, you don't do shit. You're asking stoned, which, by the way, there's a bootleg version of this concert and it goes by Stoned in Paris is the title of it.
Oh, okay. Paul Stanley.
Okay, Kiss.
Stanley Eisen. I want to know how many people here believe in rock and roll. If you believe in rock and roll, I want you to say rock and roll. We're going to try it again. If we try it again, get ready because here it comes. And he does rock and roll 4 times.
He does it 4 times. Yep.
And if you believe in rock and roll, stand up. Get up. Now get up. Clap your hands. Do you feel right? 4 times. You know that.
Yep.
And then come on in the 9-minute mark, but they go right back to the song. Sorry to have taken so long.
Yeah, it's good.
That part.
It's good.
And then back to the song and sorry to have taken so long. And then, woo! One thing I want to add, it just reminds us something was the get up. When I was in law school, when you had to speak, you got called on to talk about a case or something by the professor, you had to stand up and speak.
Okay.
So that the whole class can hear you.
Okay.
If somebody didn't hear you and said, can't hear him, you got thrown out of class.
No way.
It happened a couple times. A couple dickhead people like, can't hear him. Never to me, but I'm just saying.
Right.
A teacher would be like, sorry. Because you had to learn to use that loud voice.
That's
so
right.
Everybody in the room could hear you.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget this. This poor guy.
Oh, no.
He was an older gentleman. He was in a wheelchair. He was always in a wheelchair. And the professor's like, in the back. He's in the back. He's calling on him. Stand up. And he's like, I can't. He's like, stand up. And the guy goes, I can't.
well, I was just going to make that same kind of joke when you said Paul Stanley's telling everybody to stand up. And how many fucking politicians stand up? Oh, God love you. Oh, sorry. Like, how many times have politicians told people to stand up?
Stand up and give me a hug. I can't. The fucking guy was so cringy. I can't. The press is like, oh, oops.
Oops, I'm sorry. Number 2 for any minute.
It's not you, somebody else. Why is Martin Luther King running around punching people?
You ain't never met no Martin Luther King.
I can't.
Martin Luther the King.
Then Dr. King said, oops, I thought you were somebody else. Anyways, then they go right into Black Diamond, and I put the same thing as Nothing to Lose. Peter's singing is just always great. And I'm like, I can't recall any Peter version live song I've heard, which isn't. I'm like, listen to the scream at 2:46. So good. Ow, he screams out.
Yep.
You know, it's just fantastic, man. What can I say? It's a great version with Peter singing Black Diamond.
I love it, but I have to make one complaint because that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this thing at the beginning when he's kind of playing the you know, kind of, it's not acoustic, it's still electric, but he's kind of playing those notes right before he says, you know, out on the street, before that, he just starts ripping the guitar.
Yeah.
Like, just like, I'm like, dude, I never liked that little change in the live version of the song. I think it throws off to me, the whole point of Black Diamond is that it slowly builds into what it becomes. So I don't
but
like
Paul has to show you that he's Jimmy Page.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, no, you're not Jimmy Page. You're a 15-year-old at Guitar Center who just slamming on the fucking strings. I don't like it. But again, live versions of Black Diamond are always amazing because Peter just shines. Fucking fantastic.
Ends at 5:16 mark.
Yep.
And then there's just nothing but the crowd. And they don't come back till 6:40. And then 7:16, Paul says, you want more?
Not me. I'm done. See ya.
This is off Destroyer, Detroit Rock City. All right. This is just weird hearing this as the first encore.
Yep.
And this version is like they don't have the energy.
Nope.
It's low energy Detroit Rock City. Like low energy Jeb Bush. It's just it doesn't have what it hasn't gotten there yet.
Well, so here's the funny thing about this, and I know we haven't reviewed Destroyer yet, obviously, but I think what you see here is like the magic that Bob Ezrin had in the studio, because at this point in their career, you said it, they were not ready to transfer that kind of energy on stage with a song like this that needs it. They were still that Deuce band, that Strutter band, that Firehouse band. They weren't ready yet for a song like Detroit Rock City.
Even The End of the Road has great energy, Detroit Rock City.
Yep.
Right? This
it really sounds raw, but it's not. This song is way too powerful of a song. I already said it. I'll just repeat
song
myself.
Placement too, Tom.
They weren't ready to give this song what it needed at this point in their career, I think.
Yeah, song placement. This should not be an encore. It needs.
Well, I'll give them a little bit of a break. I mean, at least encores are usually reserved for popular, powerful songs. So at least they recognize that this was one of those.
Yeah.
But having it as encore is weird because we're not used to that. It's always an opener.
Yeah. And then he ends with the song stops at 4:09 and goes to 5:57 again with just crowd.
Yeah, no editing.
Like, just like you don't have to get the real concert experience. Me sitting around waiting.
Yeah.
Cut that fucking shit out, you know?
Exactly. Yep.
And then, does everybody feel all right? We'll rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yep.
And then into rock and roll all night, I put the same, but I like Ace's solo and then the crowd noise and the fade out.
Yep.
It's rock and roll night. What do you want me to say?
Yeah. It's a high energy, powerful, song. It's not, this is a song that succeeds well live because it's a simple song. It's not Detroit Rock City.
Yeah. Overall thoughts?
So again, when I first put it in, I was like, God damn, this sounds like they're playing in a dumpster underwater. This is terrible. But the more I listened to it, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of digging like just the old grungy, punky, dirty sounding Kiss. I got into it. I like how sometimes the sound was like distorted or warbled or kind of fucking fell in and out of volume or whatever. I think it's great. It's not alive, but I think it's cool. I like it. I've come around.
Yeah. I mean, I like it as well. I mean, once you adjust your volume and get to a point where you can hear it loud enough, it's a good version. My only complaint, I'm sure the big complaint everybody has, how many fucking songs? There's 12 songs on this. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So that's
Jerry Lewis had to get on stage. They couldn't play too much longer.
Yeah. So I like it overall. I think it's a decent album. I'm glad they put it on here. So we get to hear the band on the actual Destroyer tour.
Yep.
So Tom, what we do next is we name 5 songs, 5 tracks that stand out for us. You want to name yours?
Yeah, so number 5, I'm going to put Flaming Youth on here just because it's the first time I've heard it on like an official Kiss release. Not a huge fan of the song, but we always talk about how we like different things. So I'll put Flaming Youth on here. And then at number 4, I'll put Black Diamond just because it's Black Diamond and I never get tired of it. And like you said, Peter just sounds absolutely killer on it. And of course, I'm going to put She because I love the song. And even though Ace's solo is still not kind of perfect, quote unquote, it still sounds kind of wild. Number 2, I'll put DRC, Detroit Rock City, even though we just kind of pummeled their performance on it. But it's nice to hear like a raw, early version of the band playing it. And of course, number 1, I'm always going to put Deuce because I love it as an opener and I love the intro and I love the band just coming out of the gate, guns blazing. So,
okay.
Yep.
For me, number 5, I like hearing a live version of Flaming Youth. I'll take it. Number 4, I'm going to take surprisingly, Strutter. I thought it was a good version of the song. It sounds way more rockin'.
Okay.
So it's low expectations, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm going to take Black Diamond. I think it's a good version of it. And like, I never get tired of Peter. It's just too long with the extra crowd audience, stupid shit.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Nothing to Lose. Again, see Peter. And then number 1 is Firehouse. Love this version of it. I think they do a great job.
Yep. Yeah, I could have easily had that on there too, but yeah.
Yeah. My honorable mentions would be Hotter Than Hell is another good version of Hotter Than Hell. And Rock and Roll Night. They do a nice job on it. I don't think there's a problem with it. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, my honorable mentions, if we were kind of officially counting those, would definitely be Firehouse and Harder Than Hell. I love the live versions on those 2 songs always.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Tom, what we do now is we go over to our rankings.
Yep.
And first, we're going to rank the live album covers.
Okay.
So, this is what we've reviewed so far. Kiss Alive 3. You wanted the best, you got the best. The off the soundboards in order: Tokyo 2001, Virginia Beach 2004, Donington 96, Des Moines 77, and Poughkeepsie 84. How did you rank your album covers, Tom?
So my album covers for the live albums we've done, number 8, off the soundboard, Virginia Beach; 7, off the soundboard, Tokyo; 6, off the soundboard, Donington; 5, off the soundboard, Des Moines. Of course, there's really not much going on there with those covers. Number 4, Kiss Alive 3. Number 3, You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. Number 2, I put off the soundboard, Poughkeepsie 84, pretty much because I think I gave it that because it has like a parental advisory thing, which I thought was kind of cool for a Kiss album. And number 1, of course, is Kiss Alive. So this one here, this is tough because it's black and white Kiss. It's got the candelabra. It's got Big John Hart. It's got an action photo. It's got Skinny Jean in front of the mic. But it's not Kiss Alive. Kiss Alive is all this plus a little bit of color. And I know it's a pose. I know it's not an actual live concert, but this live in Paris is fantastic. But I'm going to put it at number 2 right behind Alive.
Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
Tom, I went off the soundboards from 8 to starting at number 8. Poughkeepsie, Virginia Beach, Tokyo, Donington, Des Moines. They're all the same fucking cover to me.
Yep.
Then I put You Want the Best, You Got the Best, Kiss Alive 3, and then Kiss Alive as number 1. I'm putting this like you at number 2.
Okay.
It's better than Alive 3, and it's not as good as Alive. It's not as legendary or iconic.
Right. Okay.
Let's go to live albums. How do you rank these, Tom, so far?
So live albums, this is where I got all the hate mail, and I might get more from reminding people. So live albums, Virginia Beach, number 8, Tokyo, number 7, You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best, 6, Poughkeepsie, number 5, Donington, number 4, Kiss Alive, number 3, Alive 3 at number 2, and then off the soundboard, Des Moines 77, because it's the best thing since Kiss Alive 2. That's at number 1. Yes, I know. I suck. Yeah, this is tough because I like it, but the sound quality is really, really rough. But I still enjoy it a lot. But it's still going to suffer for me. I'm going to put this at number 6. I'm going to put it below Poughkeepsie 84 and right above the compilation / live album You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Me at number 8 to number 1 is the Virginia Beach 2004. Stupid release. Tokyo 2001, just as stupid. You Wanted the Best at number 5. Donington at 4. Then Poughkeepsie. Then Kiss Alive 3, then Soundboard Des Moines, number 2, and Kiss Alive at 1.
Yep.
Nowhere near Kiss Alive. I am going to put this because I have most of these songs.
Yeah.
And there's only 12 songs. I'm putting this in the and just the sound quality. I'm putting this at number 5.
Okay.
I think that Poughkeepsie still is a unique live album.
Yep.
Very unique with Mark St. John.
Yep.
And Donington is the reunion. I'd rather hear the original than the reunion band playing. No offense.
Yep.
And Alive 3 is just a great album. Des Moines is Alive 2, basically, and Kiss Alive is untouchable. So that's where I have this.
Okay.
And those are our rankings. And make sure you go to Shout It Out Loudcast. Our rankings, you can go to the website and you can check them all out. They're right there for you, and make comments on it. Tell us what you think, people. So, Tom, what we do next is we go to question of the week.
Yes, we do. And we're going to go back to our friend Wes Beach, who comes in with a good one. We may have probably touched on this here and there over the years, but I like this because it's a little bit more specific. So he says, supposing that Kiss decided to go with a name guitar player instead of an unknown when Ace left, my choice would have been someone like John Sykes. His tone and songwriting would have been a good fit. What name player do you think could have fit in there at the time?
Oh, that's easy. Richie Sambora would have been great.
Okay.
I love his melodic sound, and he's a great songwriter. I think he would have been great, and he can sing.
Okay. So I got one who I think would have been amazing. I mean, at that time, though, the band was kind of just, they had their first album when Ace left. So he could have done it. But I guess he probably wasn't known at the time, but maybe he was just as well known as Richie Sambora, if anything. I would have taken Mick Mars from Motley Crue. I fucking think he is so tremendously underrated. I think everybody talks about Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx. And I think Mick Mars, I know that they were going to take the makeup off and Mick Mars has a face for radio. I get that. But I think he's got that crunchy, simple kind of guitar riffs that easily could have succeeded with Kiss. Now, was he a name, quote unquote, at that time? Not really. But I think he could have succeeded. I think he's great.
Okay. I mean, I can see your point.
Yeah.
But you know what? And the truth of the matter is they did get the right guitars. They got Vinnie Vincent.
Oh, I agree. Totally. I totally
and
agree.
I wouldn't want him to pick anybody else.
No.
Because we got that music from him. So
That's right. That's right.
All right. Tom, where can people find us?
Yeah, Wes, thanks always for your contributions and your question there. And yeah, you can reach us at the best places, our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. That you can find all of our episodes, Shout It Out Loudcast, Dome Damage Album Review Crew, Zeppelin Chronicles. Everything is there. You can also click on all of our links for our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. They're all on there. And of course, our merch links are there. Our Amazon shopping is there. You can check out all of our rankings, as Zeus mentioned. You can click on links for all our amazing guests that we've had. Great stuff there. You can comment directly from the website. We get those in the form of an email, which we love. We read every single email that you send to us. So please do that. If you want to be part of our weekly question of the week or our end of the year mailbag, please do that. Send us an email, or you can comment on the website. We will get it in the form of an email. And that is shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. That's our email. And our social media, we're very, very active on there. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, as I mentioned. And of course, our Shout It Out Loudcasters group. Please, if you're interested, answer the question so you can be approved.
Yeah, you can please DM us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on Threads, TikTok. Make sure you check out our Spotify playlist. You just click on our profile. You can see all the songs Tom has arranged for a playlist for you guys to listen to. And then you got to go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us one of those 5-star child reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can give us a 5-star review. They greatly appreciate it. And we always read them on the episode and give you a shout out. So thank you for those. Make sure you go to our website, as Tom mentioned, shoutitoutloudcast.com, shoutitoutloudcast.com. You got our merch store, our Amazon store. You can check out all our reviews, our episodes, our rankings. There's tons of stuff there. It's a lot of fun. And then we always like to end on famous last words. Tom, do you have any?
Oh, yeah. If you don't feel good every way you could, don't sit there brokenhearted. Call all your friends in the neighborhood and get the party started.
Hey, Tom, our parents think we're crazy and they hate the things we do.
Yes.
We're stupid and we're lazy. Man, if they only knew.
Yeah.
Tom, Loudcasters, Kiss Army, everybody out there, thank you so much for this week. Greatly appreciate all you guys. Love you. Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for your support of my friend and co-host. It means a lot to him, I know that, but it also means a lot to me. Love you guys. You're the best. Zeus, as always, my friend, thank you and love you, brother.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Hit the music. What I'd like now is for all you fat, out-of-shape, worldwide kiss cards to keep the noise down while I show your ladies what a real sexy man looks like.
Listen, all you people out there sitting on rented furniture, settle down.
Cut the music. Anybody seen Richie? Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo?